An amazing way to start today, and there's more to come. This is a time of celebration, of connection, where we're going to learn how to mindfully bring that magic into our life, not just during the holiday season, but every day in your business and your life. Be present. Let's really receive, be anticipating what's here for you, so that you can really receive whatever it is that will help you continue that magical feeling in your business and life. And we're going to take that. I love the log analogy, beautiful. We're going to light a fire around the world, and it starts today. Are we in? Yes. Woohoo! Love it. How can you put yourself in the center so you can be filled to overflowing, so that you have that fire to take out into the world, and it's sustainable because you're being filled and able to bring that. So really think about my next 24 hours, because it starts right now. How are you going to spend them? How are you going to maximize your time and all the richness and connections that are here, so you can be filled, so that you can serve in a powerful way? How many of you are wanting to serve and make a difference in a positive way? Yeah, just about everyone in the room. How many of you feel like everyone truly knows what you do, how you touch the world, that you have that global impact going? Yeah. So if you find the desire is here, but the visibility is here, we're the ones that shift that. We lead the visibility. We have to stop waiting to be discovered. And that's how we're showing up every day in our life. So I want to give us something we can do to practice today. Are we game? Yes. Okay. It's called Ta-da.
It is great to be here. How many of you would like to have more joy in your life? All right. What about more excitement in your life? You may know some women who, as they get older, they feel that they don't have anything else to offer. They think, I've done everything. I've lived my life. It's time for me to step back. Let the young people do it. But no, we're not going to do that, are we? And we're not going to let our friends do that either. We're going to make sure that they remember we're still vibrant. We're still here. That's what I think about. I'm still here. So that means I must have something else to do. So I may as well start doing it. You say, passions. What are they? I don't have any. I don't have time for passions. I'm working. I'm taking care of my family. I don't have time to be bothered with that. I don't have any passions. You do. We all have passions. We are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, fabulous, and talented? Well, I say, actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God, and playing small does not serve the world.
Our gifts, our talents, our abilities, we bring the magic. And when we learn how to play to our strengths, that's our superpower. That's our magic. We can change the course. We are absolutely needed in this world. You're not here by accident. You are needed for such a time as this. Not someday, not when you're feeling ready, not when you get another certification, when you learn one more thing. If you feel that pull, you're needed now, just as you are. Perfect in your imperfections. The wonderful mix of who you are is magical. And the way we can bring our magic is be willing to share the gift of who each of us is with the world. And that's a choice. And it's heart by heart, life by life. This is going to be pushing an edge. Every time we shine in a new way, being seen, we're allowing people to see us in a new way. So I want you to give them love and support and encouragement and celebrate each of their shares heart to heart as they share their heart with you. Are we game for that? Okay, let's give them a warm round of applause.
If you're going to be a good leader, you also have to learn how to be a good follower. I launched out into what I consider to be a very difficult task, and I didn't go into it really too optimistic. I'm like, that's not going to work, but I'll do it. And now all of a sudden, I've got thousands of people that are listening to the radio program, and some of the questions that have been asked, I mean, have literally been tearjerkers, because it's created a forum that men, for one, can really feel comfortable in dealing with some men issues and express themselves. And then I've had some great compliments from women who have listened to the show, and they said, you know what, I know you say it's for men, but the points that you're bringing out have impacted my life as a woman as well. And it's helping me in my relationship with my husband, my boyfriend, and even my children. So when I look at it from that perspective, I say, well, I guess the man upstairs, he can see things a lot better than we can. We just have to be willing to do what Rebecca says and say yes and step into it.
Today we are here to talk about the voice of the feminine, empowered. Take a deep breath through your nose and out through your mouth. Let this bell be the signal that we have put the world on notice that we are showing up. Now, Rebecca just said she got me to lean in. No. See this edge right here? I feel like she would have pushed me. But I said yes. And the minute I said yes, what happened? I flew. At the bedside working with hospice patients. And I realized if I sang through my heart with an intention, all fear would vanish. And I said, if we can reduce the fear of dying, what is the greater fear humans have? Public speaking. So I have created scientific, spiritual methods. I developed a global women's organization called SOAR, where I teach these methods. I lead tours around the world.
Well, Rebecca, my dear, I am a hard person to sell. I was born and raised in a cult where we did amazing things and were clearing the planet and on purpose and all of these things. And there was a lot of abuse and trauma and unspeakable things that happened as well. Both are true. Most amazing experiences and some of the most devastating. Those of us who've experienced trauma can have amazing manifestation abilities, right? Like we can create what we want to create, like boom. And then we can sidestep it and sabotage it, and then it doesn't really happen, right? We have countless opportunities. Mm-hmm. And just because we have the opportunities doesn't mean that we're going to feel safe being in them. And that is, I mean, my body tingles when I talk about it, because sometimes, you know, those inner critics come up and go, there's nothing for you to share, right? But when I feel into the thousands of people that I've supported, the tens of thousands that ripple out from there, the millions from there, and what Rebecca has done for me is I've been working on my own book for several years, and I haven't gotten to the point of I have publishers who want to work with. I have all those opportunities. I have no shortage of those. What Rebecca did was she made this very clear, a sacred container, but she gets, can I swear?
Well, wait.
She gets stuff done. She gets it done. It's a clear, sacred container, and like, love you. Love you. On my desk. And so now here I am for a ridiculous price. I mean, I was like, I have worked on anthologies with other people, $8,000 or more for what she's provided. And I saw the price and I had a little bullshit radar. Oh, sorry, cable. I had a little like, why is it so inexpensive? Mm-hmm. And really, you are here to serve and support us. And I can now say, I still have some tingles and I still have my own PTSD responses shining, right? But I can truly say I am a best-selling author. I am a co-author in a best-selling book with these amazing people.
The final edit for my chapter was sometime in June for our chapters. And 5 days later, I received a diagnosis that I had breast cancer. And 2 weeks after that, I had breast cancer surgery. This was June 30th. It wasn't so long ago. And at that point in time, as you can imagine, it was a roller coaster ride. It was making decisions about lots of things. It was fear. It was getting up in the night and turning to my husband and saying, well, what about this and what about that? And thank God he had the container to hold me. He gave me the bandwidth just to be. There are women who have had breast cancer diagnoses that are single, that would want to find love in their lives. And as much as it's daunting to get back into the dating world, it's even more daunting with a diagnosis like this. So it's a niche within a niche that I've formed. So if you or anyone that you know could use my services to help someone get back into the dating world after breast cancer, after a serious illness diagnosis, I have a sign-up sheet in the back of the room. Please feel free to share the information. And Rebecca, I can't thank you enough. Thank you so much for helping me to come out of hiding and to shine in so many ways. Thank you.
Thank you. I sometimes still say yes to the chocolate when it's a no. I mean, you have choice. I do. So
That's a typical question.
yeah, but I always make sure it's dark chocolate. But anyway, feeling into that will free you from all of this, because then you're listening to all of you, and then you can bring in the mind to build where you want to go. So that's how I decide my projects.
I've been dreaming about this downfall of Amethyst.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're ready for downfall of lavender, gentle, not lavender, I'm
Yes,
sorry, of
very-
amethyst, gentle.
Amethyst, yes.
Yeah, gentle
Amethyst,
and supporting,
yeah.
not the heavy boonk kind
Right,
of.
right.
Okay.
Just very light, loving touches of amethyst crystal and silver and gold.
Beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to take this so you can fully receive. So let's get our fairy dust ready. 1, 2, 3. Whoosh.
We all have dreams, right? Everybody in this room, every single one of you, has a dream for your personal life. Some of you have a dream for your professional life. Martin Luther King had a dream for all of our lives, right? One of my dreams is to live in a world that's safe for women. The first step in a 5-step process that I taught my client, that each of my clients gets to learn, as a path from self-blame to what I call self-contact. Now, when you hear that word self-contact, like what is self-contact? Movements have thought, and thought doesn't happen without movement. So that's why I encourage you to let your body lead so your mind doesn't have to.
Things come up during the holidays, and so I wanted to help you stand in your power around money, particularly during the holidays. So it's not something that starts haunting you into 2017 and becomes this New Year's resolution that you're dragging forward. So if we can really get in front of things, your why. And then how does your why connect with money? How can it support you? How can money, regardless of the holidays, support you? And where that conversation starts is what's important about money to you. And spending a moment exploring that. Find out. In fact, have you talked to money lately? Oh, I got one. And here's the biggest tip I can give you. Have a plan. Because we've all heard that phrase, those who fail to plan to fail. Yeah, we don't typically approach the holidays with a plan, with a strategy. We're just kind of, I got to get this, I've got to do that, I need a couple bonus gifts because someone might stop by, I don't know, I might be invited to something, and we're kind of letting it run us. In how we're dealing with our dollars, that they are in alignment with what's most important to us, with what we want to bring forward, the way we want to touch the world. Money is not this separate thing that we shove back here and we don't want to talk to. It can be something that supports us really powerfully when we have a dialogue, when we have a conversation, when we have a strategy and a plan that we're bringing forward. It doesn't just magically happen. We bring the magic. We bring the container.
I align. I get closer. I give myself utter permission to not walk. I get closer. Then something in me says, become like the fire itself. It's like there's this energy coming up through me. Be the fire. I think, what is it that I want to do? Why do I even want to do this? I thought about my focus, where I wanted to go in my life at that point. I step onto the coals, I walk across the coals, I don't get burned, and I am all fired up. Then I get here, you start talking about fire, Rebecca starts talking about fire, we're talking about flames. I realize I actually have an event that I do every year called Nourish the Flame that's coming up at the end of December. I began to think about, well, why? What does that have to do with magnifying your presence?
Check in on where you are with visibility. Because if we don't know where we are, it's hard to go in a direction. And here's where we can be a little squirrely. Many of us like to live with, in the future, when I'm visible, I will be doing all of these things. Or sometimes we like to live in the past. But not often are we really present with where we are now.
I'm Empress Iris, and I'm a joyologist and manifesting mentor. And I support women to fully step into their joy, their love, and their power, so they are spectacular after 60.
Beautiful.
So, Rebecca,
Yes.
you
Iris.
are so effervescently in your power in the midst of many, many tasks. How do you do this with so much love and joy?
Beautiful. Thank you. Oh, and you can keep that.
Oh, I
Yeah,
keep this?
you keep that for now.
Yeah, I like this.
But let me answer your question. This group of individuals, we actually had over 30 authors. We have, I think, around 20 today that were able to join us, that you're going to get to hear a little bit of their heartbeat. They're going to come up on stage. This is their opportunity to shine.
My soul wants its light to shine forth in the world, and it whispered to me. It whispered to my unconscious self, beloved, step out and shine. I listened, finally.
My chapter is We All Deserve to Shine. And for me, that I didn't always know that. And I'm still learning, parts of me is still learning that I deserve to shine.
Take a moment and see if something has touched your heart and what has been shared. How are you looking to come out of hiding and shine? You're going to keep hearing the heart and the wisdom from my fellow co-authors, that they shared their journey with you. So I want you to be listening for those gems.
You are an exquisite, unique thread in the tapestry of humanity. Step out of the shadows. Illuminate the gifts of your magnificent wisdom, your radiant beauty, and power from the heart.
So this is for all you ladies out there. Charge like a man.
I asked, please help me, help me, help me. And I would get very still, and I would hear, "Go, our daughter, all is well."
It doesn't matter where you are today or where you have come from, that you still can have it all because you are worth it.
Our dark nights are our opportunity. It's our soul waking us up and asking us to live the life we were meant to live, not the life that we've chosen.
Everything right now that you need within you to make the contribution that you came here to make. And remember, only you can do that.
Yes.
If the story that you are telling yourself, mostly about yourself, is not the one that is truly empowering you, well, I invite you to change it. It's your right, and it is the time.
I turned 60, and many of the things that happened to everybody else I knew at an earlier age finally happened to me.
Oh my God, I could be powerful. And I lost 50 pounds in the next 8 weeks and began teaching personal power to women across the country. I looked what was in common, and it was divine messages were in the midst of every breakthrough. So look for your divine messages, and they come in many forms, even a screaming daughter.
The thing about hiding in plain sight is nobody knows you're hiding except you. You need to discover who you are now and make sure that everything about your presence is congruent and allows people to see you, not your clothes.
It feels really good to read it from a book.
Bestseller.
Yes. The more I hide under my covers, the more capacity I have to shine.
All of those things won't do you any good until you take ownership of your own life. You have to make up your mind that, look, enough is enough, and if it is to be, it's up to me. And when I had that talk with myself, my heart became more malleable.
The road I traveled was full of twists and turns. I learned that not living in a straight line from beginning to end is true for many of us, others on their path. Sharing our differences fills my heart with joy. Now I know that I am not alone. We are each on a journey to find our own center. Whatever roadblocks prevent us from finding our own homes, if we remember to go within, we'll never go without. Seek, and ye shall find your community.
Thank you. Thank you. So did you enjoy meeting all of our amazing co-authors? Yes. Yes. Let's give them another round of applause. Maura, would you draw one? I have not read these. They were just handed to me, so we're going to answer what is called forth. Perfect. Thank you. Jan, come on up.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. That's fine. It is your question. So do you mind sharing your name, your business, and your question?
I am Jan Jorgensen, and my overall umbrella is Sound and Light Healing Arts. This question is related to what has occurred for America recently. And as women who speak the truth, how can we lift up our politicians and the process of leadership without really speaking about politics?
Beautiful. Oh, thank you. And I like this because we were very clear in the beginning that we wanted to really make this a safe space, not talking about politics, not getting into those discussions. But that doesn't mean we don't lean in and support what matters to us. But I think it's really important when we're leaning into leadership, when we're leaning into how we're going to make this world a better place, that we're doing it not in a way that we're battling or confronting or being triggered as we're doing that, but really leaning into those things that matter to us to bring that forward. So showing up and being visible is one of the key ways that we can do that every day in our life. What are we standing for? How are we standing in that? Are we being visible about what matters to us and being willing to bring that forward? And are we uniting or dividing in how we're sharing? A divided house cannot stand. Are we willing to unite and lean in together to build something amazing? So that would be my response in looking at that. And not that there isn't a time and place to talk about politics. I think there is. But we want to create a safe space because people have such different, it's almost like talking about sports. And people can have lots of different opinions about different teams. We're not necessarily always going to convince each other to switch over to the team I like within those sports. And maybe we don't always want to talk about sports. Maybe we want to talk about the core thing that matters to us, that I want to do this in the world. I want to make this difference in the world. So that would be what I would encourage us to do. And if it's going to be a time to talk about politics, ask permission. Ask permission. Is it okay if we talk about this? I have something on my mind in this arena. Are you okay if we talk about that now? And if they say no, honor that. Honor that space, whether it's politics, religion, whatever it may be, some of these sensitive areas that we can get triggered on. Ask permission and then honor people's boundaries within that. And then really think about, and this is where I stand in, is how can we unite and stand together and build something great and not divide or tear down. Because we have 24 hours. That's one of the things on my channel and my channel as well as on my network. I don't allow programming or shows that are negative or are going to spread hateful, hurtful messages and tear things down. I want programming that's going to bring positive, transformational, real, authentic programming to the world. And I invite you every day to make those choices to bring that forward, what matters to you most. And ask permission, especially when some of these things can be so sensitive right now. Honor where people are at, because you don't know what word or phrase can bring someone to a space they don't want to be in. And so really creating a safe space so that when we have those conversations, it's with permission. Does that?
This is the new feminine leadership right here. Shall we draft her for president? Maybe we can catch the electoral college just in time. Rebecca Hall Gruyter for president.
Thank you.
Excellent.
So what kind of fairy dust would you like?
Well, any form of chocolate.
Now, does the chocolate have chocolate scent, or is there another scent mixed in there?
Dark chocolate, enrobed with dark chocolate.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
With whipped cream on top.
Any shape,
Yes.
anything else that you feel?
Cover me with angelic, beautiful whipped cream with sparkles of light.
And any sound, because I
Yes.
know you have sound.
Your voices all being completely aligned with your truth in a beautiful hum, a container of support for each other. That would do it for me.
Beautiful. Okay, so let's stand, get our powerful, in harmony, in tune fairy dust together with lots and lots of chocolate. Ready? Throw it at. She's ready to receive. Ready on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. You're welcome.
Really, I'm going to draft you for president. I'm not kidding.
Hi, my name is Karen Watson. This is an absolutely incredible opportunity for me today because I feel inspired. I know I have some gifts within me. I'm an artist, I'm a writer, I'm a metaphysician, I'm a meditation teacher. I have all these gifts and I'm now wanting to move into a space where I can actually showcase what I know. And so this has inspired me and given me the opportunity to kind of like shine and have the ability to be able to do that. And so that's why I'm so excited to be here. It's just amazing.
I'm Kathleen Sims, and I've cracked the code on soulmate love and have lived it for 30 years and shared it with other people so they can have it also for 30 years. And I know Rebecca all the way back from when she first started a business, and it doesn't seem like it was actually that long ago. And I've watched her over time to where she is now, and she's the most inspiring person that does what she talks about, which is be visible. And I've been in business for 30 years, and I'm sort of been the best kept secret, just staying in my office and seeing clients and not going out in the world that much. And Rebecca started in her office, and she's going out in the world in grander and grander ways. And I get to find out how that works. She's like the perfect model for me, that it actually can be easy. And I love you, Rebecca.
Are you a speaker looking to reach more people with your message? You have a global vision that you want to touch the world and make a global difference. If so, I have an amazing opportunity for you. It's called the Speaker Talent Search. Again, that's the speakertalentsearch.com. You'll find all the details, but here are the highlights. With one application process, you get clarity on your message. You get to fine-tune how you want to reach the world. Then you'll have everything ready in one place for the opportunities when they come. Second, we select you as a finalist. You get to come in and audition with a 7-minute audition, open up the door to hundreds of speaking opportunities. I hope you lean in. I hope you say yes. We would love to hear your message, help you touch the world powerfully. Again, that's the speakertalentsearch.com. We look forward to hearing your powerful message. Well, today it's been just a rich blessing and a gift. I want to thank you all for being here. And I know we're running just a few minutes over, but I wanted to make sure we took a moment to thank some people that have made today possible. So if I could have all of my speakers come to the front of the room. These individuals have been willing to prepare to bring all of their gifts and talents to you today to go where they're led and really pour into you to overflowing. And part of how I wanted to thank them is giving them our signature crystal lotus flower that has a blue tint to thank each of our amazing speakers and to remind you of today. So I thank you for the gift of you and your service. Oops, and we want to protect it? Oh, yes. Perfect, well, that's okay. Perfect. Thank you. Oh, and actually, Michael and I want to make sure we give you all a round of applause. Yes. So can we give them a warm round of applause, thanking them for bringing the gift of each of you to us. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you, my Phyllis. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. And then, didn't we have an amazing MC holding space for us? So, my wonderful, amazing Karl, I wanted to give you a choice of gifts because I know we have Kimberly at home too. Just keep that in mind as you're choosing. But you can either have a fabulous rosemary Christmas tree or a beautiful orchid. Thank you. I blanked on the flower. Beautiful flower, orchid. You are. Thank you. I am so beautiful. Let's, Karl, stand. Let's give you an amazing round of applause. Thank you for holding space today. Thank you. Thank you. And then all of our helpers, can I have you stand that helped us today? And actually, many of our authors, because we were shorthanded, were willing to step forward and support all of us today and help make this an amazing event. So if we could have all of our helpers stand, let's give them a warm round of applause. Thank them for their amazing help. We so appreciate each and every one of you. Brandy has a gift to thank you that she will give each and every one of you, and thank you for making today possible. And then we have one final group, and that's each of you. Today would not have been possible, it would not have been as rich, it would not have been as magical if each of you had not shown up as you had, if you weren't willing to bring the gift of who you are to each of us. So I want us to stand up as a community, thanking each other for the gift of each of you in being here today and making this event magical. Thank you. I want to thank you again for being here. And let's stand up one more time and claim as we come to a close. Are we ready? And we're bringing our magic to the world. You ready? 1, 2, 3. I'm bringing my magic to the world. And shining. Yes. Beautiful. Enjoy your evening. Hi, I'm Rebecca Hall Gruyter, and I'm the producer of the Empowered Connections TV channel. And I wanted to personally invite you to come on over, enjoy our amazing shows. We are all about empowering women. We're all about transforming lives. We're empowering men to really step out and be all they can be. We are looking for programming and shows to bring things to the next level. So if you are somebody that feels a show birthing within you, you have a calling to bring your show to life and touch the world, please reach out to me. I'd love to have a conversation with you. We are launching new programs and shows every week, every month, because we're going to change the world. I look forward to talking to you.